Hello everyone, thank you for coming back to Mary's Little House for Take 10 with Jim, number 89. Today is Wednesday. Used to call it Spy Wednesday, when Judas was making arrangements to betray Jesus. Our Holy Father, in his second book, just coming out recently, Jesus of Nazareth, Volume 2, talks about Judas, talks about the double tragedy. He puts it in this, shows it that Judas Jesus was light, but Judas, by his actions and his decisions, found himself in the darkness. And when he left the room, when Jesus said to go do what you have to do soon, it's the St. John, I think it's St. John's Gospel, said it was night. Judas went out from the light of the Last Supper, the light of Jesus, and went into the darkness of night. He was, in a way, possessed by darkness. He couldn't see straight. He darkness of sin, the darkness of selfishness, the darkness of ambition, the darkness of self-absorption. Anyway, our Holy Father shows that not the double tragedy that Judas not only betrayed Jesus, which is an act of darkness, a breach of friendship, and he betrayed him in the most a treacherous way. He gave Jesus a kiss. That was a signal for the soldiers to arrest Jesus. A kiss, which meant an act of love and affection, a treacherous kiss. But that is bad enough. But when he realized what happened, a little light came into him, and he said to when he returned the coins, pieces of silver, he said, "I have sinned." There's some light there. He knew he did wrong, but he did. His remorse was was not the right remorse. He was so dark for him that he couldn't see how he could be forgiven. So he despaired, and he self-destructed himself. He committed suicide. So the troubled tragedy is not only the tragedy of his betrayal of Jesus by a kiss, but he remained in that darkness where there was no light, where there was no light of Jesus' forgiveness and love and readiness to bring him back into the light like he did Peter. His remorse led him to despair, and to destroy himself. Oh, dear people, let us be like Peter. So many times we might have betrayed Jesus by our sins, but so many times let us go back again, no matter what our sin is, no matter how bad it is, even as Judas has here. He could have been forgiven so easily by Jesus. So let us always stay in the light of truth of our own sinfulness, and be aware of it, but not let it keep us in darkness, but run to Jesus, our light, no matter what it is, no matter how shameful it is, or how long ago it was, or whatever. Let us go into the light, especially now in these last days of Lent and Holy Week, to go to the Lord in confession as soon as we can, and stay in the light, and not carry terrible burdens of sin on our souls. Let not one unconfessed sin remain in our souls, and let us live in the light. Let us stay away from the darkness of false remorseness, of false guilt, of false shame that keeps us in darkness and keeps us from the light of Jesus' mercy and love and forgiveness. God bless you now. Have a happy Holy Week, a joyful Easter.